So, I am fast approaching 300 platinums on the PlayStation, and in this video I thought I would share a list of the platinums that I have that I am most proud of. In the future I plan to do a further series that will detail the most difficult platinums I have earned, some of the milestone platinums I have earned, and a full review of them all once I hit 300, so feel free to watch out for those in the future. Kicking us off today we have the incredible Fallout 3. Fun fact, this was actually my first platinum trophy which I earned all the way back in 2009.
Jesus Christ!
Fallout 3 is not a hard platinum by any stretch of the imagination, but as they say, you always remember your first, and this is the one that really introduced me to trophy hunting as a whole, and as they also say, the rest is history. Fallout 3 is a post-apocalyptic action RPG set in the capital wasteland, the remnants of Washington DC, in the year 2277. You play as a vault dweller, who escapes from said vault and goes into the harsh environment of the wasteland in order to find your father, who just so happens to be Liam Neeson. Isn't it usually him who finds people? In Fallout 3 there are 51 mid-game trophies, plus 5 separate DLC packs. Around a quarter of these trophies are related to the main story, and during this a lot of other trophies will be earned too, for side quests, levelling, exploring and so on. The biggest challenge, so to speak, with the Fallout 3 trophy list are missable trophies, as a large number of side quests and a few collectible bobbleheads are entirely missable depending on how much you decide to explore the world. There are also level specific trophies that require you to have good,
Serious? Why?
neutral and bad karma.
Bruh.
At specific level milestones, which are 8, 14 and 20. However, these are made a bit more simple with some strategically timed saves before levelling up. There are also 5 DLCs for Fallout 3, and just like with the main game, none of these are too intense or difficult trophy-wise. There are Operation Anchorage, The Pit, Broken Steel, Point Lookout, and finally Mothership Zeta. These give us new quests and locations within the game, and in the case of Broken Steel, continue the story after the main game ending, because I'm not entirely sure what the hell Bethesda actually gave us with the original ending. In these DLCs you go from a range of places, including virtual reality simulation, what's left of Pittsburgh, a swamp area called Point Lookout, and space, obviously. None of these are particularly bad with trophies, however, the Pit and Mothership Zeta are a bit annoying with some collectibles, but nothing too major thankfully. Now, I may be slightly biased with this because Fallout 3 is not just my favourite Fallout game, which may be controversial to some, but also one of my favourite games of all time, and while it's not a 10 out of 10, 7 playthroughs and 400 hour platinum, I'm still proud of it regardless. One final note before I move on though. Those goddamn Wrath Scorpions are creepy as hell and I will never not be terrified of them. Moving on to number 2 in our series we have Bloodborne. Similarly to Fallout 3, Bloodborne was my first Souls-like platinum trophy and will also always hold a special place in my heart. This game is tied equally with Elden Ring in my Souls-like rankings, and alongside being my first Souls-like platinum trophy, it was my first proper experience of the Souls genre in general. I went in not knowing what to fully expect, besides knowing it would be difficult, so I was unsure how I would cope with this, and after a few hours of playing I still was not sure. No thanks to Father Gascoigne. So I put the game down for a while, eventually having a moment of, hell yeah, let's go back to this and see how we get on. But this time managed to conquer Father Gascoigne somehow, and from there the addiction was set, and after many more hours of playthrough we were able to get the platinum trophy in this, eventually purchasing the DLC and getting 100% of trophies overall. Maybe one day that remake will come. Another fun fact, since earning the Bloodborne Platinum, I have also went on to earn a Platinum Trophy in Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Demon Souls and Elden Ring. So yeah, look what Bloodborne started. Coming up next we have Destiny 1. A game and, well, series that I have far too many hours in as a whole. Although despite playing it for a large amount of hours, I have a lot of fun memories on this game. I played it a lot when it first released 11 years ago, and put it down for a while until the first batches of DLCs had released, where I got back into it. Then, once the Taken King came out, everything changed. I ended up playing religiously with some friends and doing pretty much everything possible, all the story missions, weeklies, the exotic quests and everything we could for hours on end. But there was one elusive trophy that was always mocking us. Flawless Raider, for completing a raid without anyone in your fire team dying. So the boys and I got together and gave this a right good go in the glorified strike known as Crota's End. We strategised for a while, made plans and tried our best getting the encounters worked out. And after a few runs we were able to complete the initial encounter leading to the bridge, cross the second bridge, past the sisters and get to Crota himself. Thinking this was it, we began the final encounter with Crota until he decided to move into the supposed safe room and kill me, ruining the run. But with great perseverance and very little willpower, we thought, yeah, let's try it again. And we were able to get back to Crota, where we were able to damage him and keep going flawlessly until the final damage phase, where we got him down and there was a brief moment of me thinking, oh my god, this is it. The movement towards Crota for the final damage phase felt like it took forever, but thankfully we were able to get it done and earn the Platinum Trophy for Destiny 1, which will always be remembered as one of my most fond gaming moments. Since then, myself and the same group of friends have actually managed to Platinum Destiny 2 also. So here is a bonus clip of us completing a Grandmaster Nightfall in Destiny 2 to earn the Platinum Trophy in that game also, featuring some fantastic reactions from all involved.
I've done much probably.
I don't know, I've hit him with like 16 Witherhoard shots, all done full damage. It's
Yeah,
getting
I've done
sweet.
How the fuck
I
did we
said-
do that? We've
Yes!
Coming up next is Bloons Tower Defense 5, probably a slightly different and more unexpected entry. I played a lot of the Bloons games back in school, which probably explains quite a lot, and when I saw that Bloons Tower Defense 5 was available on the PlayStation, it was a no-brainer to purchase it. It was then I realised just how difficult this Platinum would actually be to get. Personally, I had this at around a 5 or 6 out of 10, but it was more the length to complete it, which took me around about 155 or so hours to complete. What makes it so long is you need to complete 250 random missions, 10 special missions, upgrade all towers to their max level, upgrade everything in the Monkey Lab to at least level 12, unlocking all of the specialties, unlocking and upgrading all agents to Pro, as well as doing most tracks in all difficulties, as well as some in co-op too. I think my guy SpongeBob gets the drift of this. But, as always with previous and future entries on this list, with a lot of perseverance and playtime, we were finally able to get this Platinum Trophy and tick it off of the list. Perhaps unsurprisingly, up next is Grand Theft Auto 5. I feel like at this point, with how many times it's been released and re-released, if you haven't played it, then that's actually pretty impressive, to be fair. I won't go into the details about this game, as we all know pretty much everything about it since we've played it for a long time and waiting for GTA 6, which if it's anywhere near as good as 5, then we'll play it for probably just as long, if not longer. Regarding the trophies in Grand Theft Auto 5, I remember when it first came out in the PS3, looking through and thinking absolutely not. So I finished a campaign run and done a few other things and was quite happy with my time in it. But then it was re-released on the PS4 and I had another look at the trophy list and thought this could actually be a possibility. So I restarted the game, completed the campaign and saw where we were on trophies. Countless hours later, completing all the side quests and optional activities, getting gold medals in every single mission, and all the online trophies, I ended up with another shiny platinum that I am very proud of. Which is now even better that there is a native PS5 version of the game also, so I have a PS4 and PS5 stack of the Platinum Trophy. Coming up next we have Call of Duty World at War. This was a toss-up between this game, Modern Warfare, the original one, which is my favourite Call of Duty, and Black Ops 1, which is apparently my rarest. But I decided to go with World at War due to it being the first Call of Duty Platinum that I earned. The major pain point with this Platinum Trophy was easily the campaign on Veteran difficulty. If you know, then you know. Not just the increased difficulty where you will be killed in 1 or 2 bullets by pretty much everything in the game, but also the grenade spam, which is constant and means you basically cannot sit in one location for any more than 5 seconds max without at least 10 grenades landing at your feet. Not just with this, there was also the trophy called Sum of All Zeros for shooting down 45 Japanese Zeros in the mission Black Cats. This was the last trophy that I needed for the Platinum, and for some reason I just could not do it no matter how hard I tried. Even though I earned this Platinum Trophy all the way back in 2009, I still remember the run when I eventually got it, pausing it right at the end when the final 3 planes approached and thinking, oh my god, I might actually do this. And thankfully I was right, earning myself another Platinum Trophy, and extremely grateful that I never need to do that ever again. Seriously, please never remaster it. Moving on to another one that caused a severe amount of pain and suffering, we have Crash Bandicoot 1. Now, like many others, when this remake was announced, I was incredibly excited to get back in it and play, a game that I had not played since, well, childhood. And so I did, getting through the game with no real issues. Having a look at the trophy list from there on, it didn't seem too bad, so I thought we'll get some of the collectibles out of the way, getting all of the gems, crates and coloured gems. Leaving me with just the time trial trophies to get. These wouldn't be that bad, right? Yeah, no, never mind. Some of these were absolute torture to get. But, as always with perseverance and a lot of attempts, we were able to dwindle through until we only had a few remaining, in which case it would annoy me too much to not finish them, so I absolutely had to finish off the rest of them and earn this Platinum Trophy. And while we're here, Stormy Ascent can rot in hell. Again, if you know, you know. Because of how much it annoyed me sitting not having 100% on the Crash Bandicoot game, I thought I had to go back and get the last trophies remaining for Stormy Ascent, which was a massive mistake. If I never even need to think about that level again for the rest of my life, it won't be long enough. On to a slightly more positive note, up next we have Batman Arkham City. Controversially to some, this is not my favourite Batman Arkham game. That would be Arkham Asylum. Don't get me wrong, City is still an excellent game, but there's just something about Arkham Asylum to me that makes it better. Maybe it being the first game in the series and the first one that I played, I'm not sure, but from what I've heard that is a controversial opinion. Anyway, in terms of trophies, this game is pretty difficult in places. The campaign is not too bad and none of the side missions are too extreme, apart from the good old Riddler having a boatload of collectibles as always, and having to do a New Game Plus run, but none of these are too difficult, mostly just time consuming. But I am sad and have the freedom in my hands, so this literally was not a problem for me at all. The biggest problem and time sink in the Batman Arkham City Platinum is the gold medals in the campaign and combat challenges. Some of the combat challenges are okay-ish, but the campaign challenges were where the real difficulty lay. These were a series of 3 separate maps where you had to either get the score required in the combat challenge or perform all objectives in the stealth challenge. With increasing difficulty in each one and increasing negative modifiers, some of these towards the end became incredibly frustrating and time consuming to do. But, as with most of the ones on this list and a lot of my other Platinums, it would annoy me too much not having it done, so we knuckled down and got through it eventually, earning another Platinum that I am proud of. Next up for the penultimate entry in our list we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. This is arguably the best Assassin's Creed game. In my opinion, it is a toss-up between this, Black Flag and Assassin's Creed 2. This was another one that when it was announced it was coming back to the PS4 as part of the Ezio collection, I was incredibly excited for, as I had never got to platinum it on the PS3 due to those pesky multiplayer trophies, and just in general I hadn't played it in a few years. And for those of you who don't know me, I am a sucker for collectibles, and when this released with a certain Ezio statue, it became a must purchase immediately. Starting a new playthrough, I very quickly remembered why I loved this game so much in the first place. The story, setting, even graphics at the time were amazing to me, and the combat enhancements from 2 were just great to play. I quickly began to rattle on through this and make progress with the story, trying to get 100% synchronisation in every mission, which we'll revisit later. Eventually completing the story and moving on to the side content, shrines, machines, Romulus layers, collectibles and miscellaneous trophies. It was then, looking through the trophy list, that I remembered the one trophy in this that makes this slightly more difficult than most other Assassin's Creed games. This trophy basically means that you need to get 100% synchronisation in everything in Brotherhood, all missions, side missions and everything else. And while some of this wasn't too bad, there are a few missions that people who have played Assassin's Creed will know, when you must avoid damage or avoid combat, when you try and jump one way and the character decides to jump the complete other way and take damage, ruining everything. But thankfully, after a few attempts, we were able to get 100% synchronisation in all missions and earn the Platinum Trophy for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, finally. Another fun fact is I have at least one Platinum Trophy for every Assassin's Creed game. And finally, on our list of Platinum Trophies we are most proud of, we have the magnificent Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. If you have not played this game yet, seriously, please go ahead and do so. This game is incredible in pretty much every single way. When I first started playing it, I was sceptical at first, mostly due to who I am as a person, and after a few hours I wasn't 100% sure. So I done the one thing that you should not do in this situation and put it down for a long time. Then, a long time later, I decided to clean up games in my backlog and remembered this. Decided to go back into it to see if I could give a proper go of it, and as I may have said once or twice in this video, the rest is history. From this point I was completely obsessed with this game and played it as much as possible without getting bored, completing the campaign, doing as many side missions and contracts as possible, and doing everyone's favourite minigame, Gwent. Seriously, feel like every single Witcher 3 player got addicted to Gwent at some point in a playthrough. Before finishing the Platinum off the first time, I went and purchased both the DLC packs, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. I got through the trophies on both of the DLCs, then decided to start a new playthrough in New Game Plus on the Death March difficulty. My first playthrough of this on the PS4, I found it quite tricky to begin with, but with more playtime and experience was able to adapt and get through it. On the PS5 version, when I done it again, as this was something I had done previously, I had much less problems. After this playthrough, I was able to earn the Platinum Trophy on both the PS4 and PS5 versions of this incredible game. And so there we have it, 10 Platinum Trophies I have on the PlayStation that I am most proud of. If you like this video, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and if you have any further ideas for videos in the future, please feel free to let me know. Thank you for watching.